Hello readers and digital people, and welcome back to GP Reads. I am your host, Rant Reads, and today we are talking about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It has had another trailer drop. Unfortunately, I missed it when it was live because, well, I had company and then I got sick. And I'm still sick. Darn you, flu season! Anyway, since the trailer has been pretty much analyzed by everyone, I want to do something a little bit different. I want to go through, talk about a few things that were confirmed in the second trailer, and then talk about a few of the things that could be to come. We'll analyze them deeper, but I kind of just want to give an overview today. So hang around, let's do that. Hopefully I can survive through the whole thing, because I feel like garbage. Okay, so this game footage is not final, which I'm glad, because the game footage is not great. It looks like Legends Arceus, but Legends Arceus had really bad grass and tree textures, and it looks like they just copied and pasted those. And it actually looks a little bit worse. I'm not super happy about that. Now, these professors, there's something different with them. They feel like they're members of the evil team. They seem way too serious. I don't know, it could also just be because they're bikers, though. Because I feel like there's heavy biker inspiration. I mean, look at the biker Pokestop, basically, with the tire commercial. Yeah, and different kind of cars commercial. Oh my gosh, look at that new little baby mouse, though. I love him. I love him, I love him. Yes, I'm not sure if that really means, like, 4-player adventure at the same time, or if it's just showing, like, the different kinds of trainers you can be. I'm going to assume it's the 4, but who knows. It's Game Freak. They don't really do multiplayer. At least not well, usually. Lechonk is the baby. I love Lechonk. I want one immediately, and I really do think that its tier things are going to come back into handlebars, and it's going to be a hog, you know, motorcycle. Just makes sense to me. A lot of oldies. Kinda makes me nervous. There won't be very many newies. Because we know they don't do the full Pokédexes anymore. Ooh, these textures are kind of bad. Looks like Nintendo 64. Oh gosh, and the grass is awful. Oh, this trailer would have been so disappointing if it wasn't for this. I know what this is. I've seen pictures. Yep. And there they are, the new Legendaries. I called it with the dragon hidden in the back of the room. I called it, and I'm still convinced that's the third dragon legendary. But I called it. It could technically be the red one. The red one looks very similar to that chicken dragon thing I was talking about. But look, he even has the will inspiration on him. It's still all about vehicles. It's like Pokemon vehicle versions. Yeah. It's like futuristic vehicle versus standard, like modern vehicle. Some people say it's the past, though. So if it's past and future, does that mean there's a present legendary as well? Because that's what I'm thinking. And then this crystalline stuff. I'm not really sure what that's all about. That is there white grapes? And I will say most of these things were brought to me by Lint Sensei, so thank you so much for the information. The Sojourner for Portugal's Cromlech of the Almendres.
Almendras.
Yeah, it's basically their version of Stonehenge, so that's why there's the Stonehenge Pokemon there. So that's a Portugal thing. This Twitter post by Eclipse shows that there could be Titan Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. There's actually a legend pertaining to these windmills shown in the first trailer. It says, though the giants in the novel don't get any descriptions beyond being giants, and some of them having arms nearly as long as 2 leagues, many have interpreted them as being windmill-like, with either 4 arms, or 2 of the blades representing sword sheaths, or part of their armor. To me, I kind of feel like maybe this is a Reggie situation, and you've got to wake up these windmills, and they become legendaries, and you have to fight them. Or maybe there's a legendary giant within the windmills, so that could be an interesting concept. Heck, they might even be new Reggies. Or alternatively, this could be how we get the existing Reggies, though I would prefer something new over rehashes. And here's another Portugal reference in the Pokemon anime. Blitz says, I know that at first glance this might seem like Bill's lighthouse, but in reality, It's based off of Portugal's Cabo da Roca. Therefore, the rocket part of it, but yeah, this is a depiction of the most extreme point of Europe, where the land ends and the sea begins. Here, where the ground type ends. And there's the lighthouse. And then there's the actual place. It looks very, very similar. I do have to admit. Alright, and this is actually from Lynch Sensei himself. This is the Praça do Comércio from Lisbon. And it does very closely resemble the type symbol thing in the middle of the plaza. Oh yeah, and something else from the first trailer. I thought that was a spider web, but it's actually not a spider web. It's a fishing net. Look below that. There are fishes swimming underneath that. That's a fishing net, which is very important in Portugal again. All keeps kind of connecting back to that. So I think it's more Portugal. It might have some Spain inspirations as well, but it's more Portugal. Fuecoco may have been based on the legend of Coca, or Cuca, or Coco, a mythological dragon of legends from northern Portugal and Spain, where, in the Portuguese version, it was defeated by Seu Jorge, the people of Mancao, and is still celebrated today in Portuguese festival of Mancao, as you see below. You can see the comparisons here. But my new mini theory is that Fuecoco is a fusion of both. Look at that little thing on his head, and then look at the helmet of the person that was supposed to be defeating the dragon. See any resemblance? I'm still holding on to the possibility of it evolving into a ghost pepper-like dragon. Ghost pepper, it's too good to pass up. Oh, and also the oranges and the grapes are part of Portugal. The oranges from Algarve, and of course the grapes to make Porto wine. And also there are 2 fish pendants. One of them is clearly a Magikarp. The other one? People thought it was Magikarp, but no, not so much. It looks a little bit different. It looks a little bit more like a cod. This article from PortugalThings.com says, Cod in Portugal is known as the faithful friend. It is our faithful friend because in times of war, it was there to feed the people. In times of crisis and hunger. And we know how common they were, but they were the staple food. Cod has accompanied Portugal throughout much of its history, but especially from the 19th century to the present day. It is even said that we have 1001 ways to cook cod. Could there be a new cooking game involving cod? So to me, I do believe this is going to be the regional fish, but I don't believe that it'll evolve into a monster, such as Gyarados or Melodic. I'm thinking more so this would be like Basculin. I don't believe there'll be 1001, but I believe we may see multiple variations of this cod Pokemon, especially given the description of 1001 ways to make cod. And I mean, aside from that, a lot of it's just speculation stuff, so let's just talk about it a little bit. What do y'all think about Scarlet and Violet? Personally, I'm excited to see a new Pokemon region. I always am. I always enjoy seeing the new ways they evolve, seeing the new versions of Pokemon, seeing the regional variants, seeing the new Legendaries, just seeing how this part of the world exists and how other Pokemon exist in that ecosystem. But, I don't know. The Pokemon look great. They do. The characters look better. They look better than they ever have. But Game Freak still falls short. The grass textures are awful. The tree textures are awful. And unless they plan on changing that very soon, it's gonna look bad, because Legends Arceus looked okay. It was acceptable. It didn't look great. It looked acceptable. This looks a little bit worse. So it's a little bit under the line of acceptable. So Game Freak, you're really gonna have to step it up a little bit here if you want to keep working on Pokemon games. I keep saying that. I know you invented it. So who could do better than Game Freak, right? But it's just, they're a very old company. And with the specifications of the Switch and the power of the Switch, it can hold a little bit better graphics than this. I know it can. I don't care if you have to have load screens. You had load screens in Legends Arceus. And look at that. Look at the graphics in that. Okay, no, the sky graphics were good. The sky graphics have always been good in Pokemon. Or at least, you know, in the ones on consoles. But the textures on the ground are just, they're bad. Those don't even look like... I'd rather not have grass there at all than to have this weird paper mache floppy grass going on, you know? I don't know. The trailer still has me hyped. I'm still excited for it, but I am also disappointed and a little bit worried. I just hope that they do well with the rest of the region and they do well with the polishing, because there's a lot of potential here. The Pokemon we've seen so far are really good. They're really cool. Now, the Legendaries, I don't feel like they really look like Pokemon. I'm not sure what they look like. They look like some kind of, I don't know, some kind of anime. They look like some kind of anime dragon, but they don't particularly look like a Pokemon to me, but I do like their concepts. I like their designs. I think they're cool. Wouldn't be what I would pick, but I like the Spanish headdress type deal, that situation. I like the Spain inspirations, the Portugal inspirations. I like the inspirations where they're pulling from. There's something about those faces that just don't really feel Pokemon, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is. What do y'all think about the Legendaries too? What do you think about all the Pokemon so far? with all that said and done, there's really not a whole lot of new pieces of information from that trailer. It was, compared to the first one, it was a little bit lackluster. As far as inspirations go, or hidden details, there was a few, but there really wasn't much. I mean, the first trailer was just jam-packed with hidden features, and the map, and information, and Spain inspirations, and Pokemon, and all these other things, and this trailer was a legendary drop trailer, and that's about it. So, again, what do y'all think? Well, until then, I'll see y'all in the next one. As always, keep your eyes wide open and never stop reading. I'll see you all. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my patrons and channel members. Thanks to you, I'm able to do what I love. All proceeds go back towards the channel for props, for costumes, and for any trips we take or any games we play. CNK114, Investigator Zeus, Dobby's Music, Jerry Mullins, Free Spirit Katie, Poof Poof, MC Darfer, Vexus, Agnieszka Goronska, Granny Monster, and Nightmare Luna. Really, thank you all so much for allowing me to do what I love to do.